Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we talk about life, we have to include the life in its totality. Like I write an autobiography, my autobiography. So what I will write? I will write only experiences pertaining to 1/4 of my total life. And that is as Mr. Waker. I was born. Nobody has an experience of birth. Yet I was born. See? Then I did this, I did that. So, this is the only part we include in our autobiography. We don't mention about the dreams. There is some humming coming. We don't mention about the dream. We don't mention about the deep sleep. We don't mention about the samadhi. So our life in its totality includes these 4 components: waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. But when we talk about ourselves, we take into account only one part and 3 are totally neglected. Any conclusion drawn on incomplete data cannot be valid. See? So when we go for a medical checkup, the doctor takes everything into account. Not only the blood pressure, not only the RBC count, not only the lymphocyte count, everything. Then only the total health can be assessed. Exactly the same way. Without taking this into account, whatever we may conclude is only an illusion. Now the next step. We all live always as somebody. We live at 3 levels. I as a reality. I as an illusory. And I as a secondary. 3. Now first, I as a reality who has no experience of birth, growth, modifications, death and absence. Do we have the experience of our birth, growth? For the first time, somebody tells us, Auntie, what is the time? That girl gets a shock of her life. Oh God, people started calling me Auntie. For the first time, when somebody calls us, Dadaji, Grandpa, where are you going? We get the second shock of our life. Because we don't experience we are growing. It is the body that is growing, not we. So we neither have the experience of birth nor growth, nor we can have the experience of death. And therefore, we cannot have the experience of our absence. Nobody can experience. I am not. This is the real I. This is the real self. Now, the illusory self. In our life, we go through 3 stages of experiences. Number 1, when we are identified only with the gross body, we have a different quality of experience. And that experience is called as waking experience. In this waking experience, identification with the body is essential. If there is no identification with the body, waking experience cannot happen. So I start living as a body. Now when I start living as a body, what will be my lifestyle? Living for the body, by the body, on everybody. The whole life is spent only taking care of the body, body, body. There is nothing further beyond it. See? Now, this I as a body is an illusory I. Because when we are not identified with the body, as in the dream, in the deep sleep and samadhi, don't we exist? We continue to exist. That means our existence is not dependent on the body identification. And after we have identified with the body, then the secondary eyes are born. This is the third type of eye. One is the real eye, second is the illusory eye, Mithyatma, and third is the Gaunatma, the secondary eye. Who is the secondary eye? After we are identified with the body, then I am husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, in-law, outlaw. It is only after identification with the body. Be attentive. Now the last point. Who is miserable in this world? Husband, wife, mother, father, brother, sister, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. They are miserable. And where are they? Think. When my wife died, where I, the husband, has gone? Think. Therefore, the first step in meditation is freedom from body identification. So as now we are living as body, we have to now live hereafter not as body but through the body. See. So the first goal in meditation is what? See? One day one person asked, Swamiji, you are in Allentown? Yes. I want to come. How should I come? I said, where are you? He said, why you should bother about me, where I am? So can I tell him the address? I told him, take a flight, go to Honolulu, and from there go to Japan, and then via India come by road. So Swamiji, why are you sarcastic? I said, you don't tell me where you are, how can I tell you the path? See, when we fix our GPS, there are 2 points, where from you begin and where do you end. So what is meditation? Meditation is come to recognize where we are. First thing. Then your GPS of meditation will work. Second thing. What is the destination? So the GPS asks, what is the destination? We punch. Why you should worry? You come, you take me. But you must tell me where should I take you. So what is the second important point in GPS? Destination. Same is true in meditation. Where we are and what is the destination of our journey in meditation. Make these points clear. Otherwise our meditation is a blind man was searching for a black rat in a dark room where it was not there. This is our meditation. And then we suffer silently. See, friends. Therefore, let us bring this point to our cognition. Where are we? So today we are lost in 2 things. Either possessions or relations. We are all disturbed always as Mr. Somebody. Think. So this somebody is who? Is a mule carrying the burden of relations and possessions. So this is where we are. From here our journey in meditation begins. The journey in meditation is not in time, it is not in space. It is from what we think to what we are. This is the journey. Therefore, the destination, the first destination in meditation is attainment of freedom from body identification. If this does not happen, you may do anything. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam. Go to the holy places, give a lot of money in charity, do whatever you like. It has nothing to do with spirituality. See, friends, it is extremely necessary that we have to be clear. Spiritual life is ability and the readiness to change our wrong convictions. We are all carrying the burden of wrong convictions or wrong notions. And if we do not want to give them up, we want to hold on to that, then we are not seekers. See, friends. Therefore, the teacher tells us, recognize what you are, a mule carrying the possessions and relations as Mr. Somebody. So Mr. Somebody begins the journey. And when there is no body identification, as in deep sleep or samadhi, in deep sleep, who are we? Neither man nor woman, neither husband nor wife, neither rich nor poor, neither mother nor father. We are nobody. So what is the journey? Journey is from Mr. Somebody to Mr. Nobody. This is the journey. Therefore it is rightly said but wrongly understood. Nobody is happy in this world. It is true. Mr. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. Think. With this clarity, now whether you are doing asana or you are doing pranayam, the purpose of asana is not you are able to sit in one posture for 1 hour, 2 hours. That is not the purpose. Simply sitting in one posture for a longer period of time, if that is called as meditation, then all the buffaloes in the world are the great meditators. They sit in one posture right in the middle of the road. Even the truck cannot disturb them. They are so steadily sitting. Chewing gum goes on. That cannot be. Therefore, friends, we begin with this understanding. Today we will try with your asana, because that is most, the biggest fashion is asana. I can do Kurmasana, I can do Bhujangasana, I can do Ustrasana. All asanas are animal asanas. There is no human asana. All animals. Swamiji, you don't know, there is one asana which is pertaining to humans. What is that? Shavasana. Die. Dead body asana. See? So, now today we will practice asana. The goal is attainment of disidentification from the body, and thereafter, what is the experience when we live as someone other than the body? What is that experience? And this we play again and again and again. And one day, by the divine grace, it will click. When you go for swimming, learning to the coach, swimming pool, can the coach tell how many days you will take to learn? Somebody learns in 2 seconds. Somebody takes 1 week. And somebody is never able to learn. See, it is not a time-bound phenomena. It depends on how you are empty. If you are empty, you will be able to catch it immediately. But if you are stuffed with the earlier knowledge, no, but when I went to that meditation class, they told this way, then hang around that. First of all, empty yourself. See, one Zen master was approached by a seeker and he said, "Sir, tell me something about the truth." So the Zen master said, "Come on, let's have a cup of tea, then I'll talk to you." So he started pouring tea in a cup and he was pouring. The cup was filled, yet he continued pouring. It, was overflowing. The saucer was overflowing. It came in the tray. And the seeker says, "Sir, you are, adding more than the cup can contain. It is overflowing." He said, "If you are wise enough, if you want to contain the knowledge that I give you, first empty yourself. Because whatever I will add, it will be overflowing. It will not sink in you, my dear." See, in one place I went, and there it was, a tabla class, and there was a board written. If a person knows already tabla, for him charges are $100 per week. If a person doesn't know anything, is raw, charges are $10 per month. So I talked to the teacher. I said, "Sir, I think that painter has made some mistake. There is some mistake. It should be other way around." So he said, "No, my dear, it is not other way around. Those who already know, I have to work more on them. And the one who doesn't know, you tell him do this way and he does that way. But the one who has already known, I have to first undo all what he has been doing wrong. Then only he can learn." See, friends, therefore, start afresh. Now the points are, where we are living as the body. From here we start. And then where we have to go, freedom from body identification. And how do we know we have reached the freedom from body identification? That experience which is beyond the limitations of the body. These 3 things, if they happen, then we are practicing meditation. See? So, you see this tripod. What is that which is keeping the tripod steady? Because the center of gravity is exactly in the center. If the center of gravity is tilted like this particular mic, it is also having a center of gravity right in the center. If this is deflected, it will fall down. Exactly the same way. When we sit, many of us have got this problem that our legs start sleeping, we get pain here, pain there, we lift this leg and keep here, after some time we lift this leg and keep here, then we are tired, now we have to keep the leg, they are paining too much, and our meditation is painful meditation, and then waiting when it is over. See? So, we have to sit in such a manner that the center of gravity of our posture lands exactly in the center. Now, as most of you are sitting, and once you get this knack, then it doesn't matter in what posture you are sitting. It's a question of, like initially when we learn the riding on a bicycle, how many things are told to us by the teacher? But once you are expert, you don't have to hold the handle, you can still balance in the same manner. So as you are sitting, now the weight of your body is either on your back. Those of you who are sitting with this cushion, these are the most uncomfortable chairs I have ever seen. Right. Most uncomfortable. Because you are not sitting on your base. See? You are sitting on your back. Don't sit on the back. Don't take support from backside. Sit straight. Now, second thing. Let the weight of the body land on the pin bones. Pin bones are the ischia points in the pelvic. Or in simple terms, pin bones are the two bones which are touching the floor, and in between the two bones the anus opens. These two bones are called as pin bones. So when you are sitting, you may close or open your folded legs in such a manner that the weight of your body lands on these two pin bones. Just feel that the weight is there, not anywhere on the legs. When the weight goes on the legs, the blood circulation is hampered, the lymph gets accumulated, and it gives a feeling of numbness. It is not, the nerves are not pressed, it is the accumulation of the lymph because the blood vessels are compressed. Now, the third thing, hands become a problem. So in the photograph you see sitting like this thing. Don't sit like this thing, because when you put your hands like this on your knees, after some time the hands start pulling you in front. So we begin as exclamation. After a long sitting of 3 seconds, we become a question mark. And another 3 seconds, we become underlined. See? This happens because we get tired. So let the hands have this mudra, these 3 lower fingers interlock, index finger to index finger, thumb to thumb, and put it in your lap, not somebody else's lap. Now the center of gravity is not displaced. If you put the hands like this, center of gravity gets displaced. So put the hands in your lap and always be aware that weight is on these two pin bones. Don't forget the goal. Freedom from body identification. Now at this moment, you can observe that your base has become firm and vertically the body has become steady. Now we go to the next stage, the psychological adjustment. First adjustment. We are cheerful and happy. We are not here under compulsion, not to get anything as a result of meditation. It is a bargain of total loss. Second adjustment. In our heart is the Lord and the Guru Maharaj. The Lord protects us from within. The Guru guides us from within. Now the third adjustment, the recognition of the Guru and the Lord in our heart is necessary to get out of the fear that creeps in sometimes. We are not alone. The Lord and the Guru is taking care of us. The fear is seen among the seekers. After some time they start cracking their joints, break the joints of these fingers because of the fear. Now the third adjustment, at this moment we are Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody means our total past is blocked. Because somebody is nothing but the summation of our total possessions and relations of the past. At this moment, we are Mr. Nobody. Now the fourth adjustment, we don't plan anything what we will do after meditation. Thereby, the future is closed. When there is no past and no future, the present is essentially presence. Now we initiate the process of separating ourselves or the mind from the body. There are three qualities of the body which means we are separating from the body. First, the base is firm. Second, vertically the body is steady. And third, the body is totally relaxed. The third thing is yet to happen. This we will have to initiate. So I will start giving instructions to your body. Your body will understand and do it unless you come in between asking questions. Don't worry how, it will happen. Keep away from the body. Relax the head muscles. Relax the forehead, the eyebrows. Relax the eyeballs. They are not focused on anything. The eyelids are softly closed. Eyeballs have no pressure. Relax the nose, lips, chin. Relax the ears, the face muscles. Relax the neck from all the four sides, the throat, below the ears, and the nape side, the back side of the neck. Hang down the shoulders. We are unnecessarily lifting them. Relax the shoulder joints, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists and fingers. Let us pause for a moment and observe our total body, which is now divided in two parts, relaxed and not yet relaxed. The relaxed parts are with minimum tensions, negligible muscle tone. The hands are heavily landed on our lap. The index fingers are pressing hard against each other. So also the thumbs, because this part is dropped to a great extent from the mind, and the rest of the body has tensions, muscle tone, etc. Now come back to the shoulders. Now we relax the main trunk. Relax the chest. Go downward slowly. The abdomen. Go right up to the base. Relax, relax, relax. Relax the sides from the shoulders downward up to the hip joints. Relax. Now the back. Start from the neck, go down along the spine, covering both sides of the spine as if we are wiping with a towel. Go downwards, relax, 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 right up to the pin bones. Now you must have felt the weight on the pin bones has increased. One may get
pulsations at the pin bones because of the increase in the weight on the vessels. Relax the hips, hip joints, thighs. Relax the knees, calf muscles, ankles, heels. Relax the toes. As if you walk out of the body. As there are many bodies in this hall, there is one which we claim to be ours and ourselves. Otherwise, there is no reason why other bodies which we see and know, and this body which we see and know, have different relations. There is no reason behind it. So now look at the front view of your body. Don't forget you are outside the body. The head, forehead, eyebrows, look part by part, go downwards up to the base. And if there are some patches of tensions, iron them out. Go up to the base. Now go to the right side of your body. Don't forget you are outside. Now take the right view of the body, the head, the right ear, and thus go downwards slowly up to the hip joint. If there are patches of tension, relax them. Go to the back side of the body. The same process, start from the head, go downwards, but don't forget, now you are outside the body and watching the back view. As you go down, if there are tensions, sort them out. Right up to the pin bones. Now come on the left side of the body. On the left side you will come across little more tensions because other three sides are fully relaxed. Take the left view, the left side of the head, the left ear, go downwards and relax all the tensions. Now come in front. Now certain observations. the shape and the size of the body along with the contour line has become non-distinct. The concept of inside and outside has disappeared. Therefore, the sense of otherness is no more valid. Now our experience is undivided, homogeneous, formless presence. This experience gets contaminated by our old habits of unwanted questions and thoughts. Before these thoughts come, engage the mind in playing meditation. So we are convinced now that our existence is independent of body, other than the body. Now, what is the meaning of other than the body? Body has birth, growth, death, and absence. Other than the body means no birth, no growth, no death, no absence. Is it not our experience? We are not creating anything. Only discovering. We are covered by the wrong notion. When body is born, we are born. Body is old, we are old. The body dies, we die. Now, second thing, body has a shape, and shapes are many. Other than the body means no shape and only one. So, what is that which is no shape and only one? It is the space. So, we now play space, space. What is it being space? What does it mean? Space supports everything but doesn't get influenced by anything. When things are added to the space, it is not a burden. When things are destroyed, it is not a loss. The being space means achievements and failures in this waking world will not disturb us. Because we are space-like. Body has a gender. Being other than the body means no gender. Therefore, the obsession of man, woman, young, old will disappear from our life. when any thought comes, the root of that thought is Mr. Somebody. Immediately delete him, because you are nobody. be vigilant to recognize that every thought has somebody at the root. But at this moment, we are nobody. Therefore, be indifferent to any experience, good or bad. We are not the experience of, we are the experience itself. Take deep breath slowly 2-3 times, little at a time. As you take deep breath, the body shape and form is becoming clear. Move your toes and fingers. Now the body identification is complete, and a sense of in and out has become valid. So now I is inside the body and the world is outside the body. And the samsara begins. Recognize this process, how out of the absolute self, the illusory self and the secondary selves are born. The more we remain aware and vigilant about this phenomena, to that extent, the worldly things and beings, achievements and failures, gain and loss, joy and sorrows will not bother us. Don't make a memory of this. This experience is not through mind. Otherwise, next time you struggle for the same repeat. It is not possible. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.